Welcome back, everybody, to the Cave Story playthrough. My apologies for rushing through this part. This beginning part, I should say. This is like the result of a time skip. Anyway, this message says, "Welcome to hell," and that's very well thought out because this is an absolute hell of a level. This is the sacred grounds. Thank you for that. That's what happens when you get spiked by the really big, spiky plant bush spikes of death. Anywho, we're going to try that again. We're going to go down and the Nikumaru counter activates, which is that thing that we got back in the outer wall, the clock room. Yeah, that was a while back, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Anyway, so, what the heck? Did you know that the witch woman Jenka once had a brother? His name was Balos. Oh yeah, I remember that from the, when we defeated the core. Wacky. That was a while ago. Anywho, so what the heck else was I saying? Ah, yes, when you enter this sacred grounds, all your weapons drop to level 1, kind of like the hidden final cave. Yeah. Well, it doesn't really matter to me, because I have my spur. Haha. He uses his magical ability to help bribe people, and people loved him in return, even more than they did their own king. Interesting. Hey, look, it's Curly Brace! What the heck's she doing here? Well, might as well use that good old tow rope that I still happen to have for seemingly no reason. Huh. That's odd, I completely forgot about it, to be honest. Anyway, so now we're moving into the second room of the sacred grounds, and yeah, there's falling blocks everywhere! And when they hit you, they do 10 damage. And also, this introduces these ugly cherub guys. The jealous king had Balos apprehended and thrown into prison, where his punishment was brutal and cruel. Humans can be terrible indeed. Anyway, yeah, these stupid cherub guys were really friggin' annoying! Yeah, they are. I mean, God, they just come out in droves. Under the extreme cruelties of the torture, Balos' magical abilities finally ran wild. The king was engulfed in a swirl of magic and destroyed in an instant. In a single night, the kingdom that Balos so loved was reduced to ash and ruins. Crazy talk, man. This is like getting badass. Badass and badass and more badass. Did I mention badass? Yeah. Ah, crap. Anyway, if you die in the sacred grounds, of course you have to go all the way back to the beginning. But thanks to the magic video editing, we're going to be doing a little time skipping action. Haha. What do you think of that, cherub guys? I don't like it. Too bad. Alright, so anyway, these cherub guys tend to, come down in droves, out of, like pits and such, and like, holes out of the top of the ceiling. Every so often, they'll just come in like a pack of, I think it's like 10 or so. Yeah. Pretty much all you gotta do is just shoot them down. And then there's also like different kinds of cherub guys. Here you can see like these sword-swinging guys, and they do 9 damage if they hit you with their swords. Stupid me. And these archer guys who do 8 damage if they hit you with an arrow. Then you've got these giant cherub guys who do, I believe it's 10 damage if they hit you with one of those flashing blocks. Dude. Seriously, though. And these sword guys, unless they're actually moving, you cannot hit them because their swords will block. Parrying and blocking and all those fancy words. Anyway, okay, and then every so often you'll run into these guys that you have to shoot out. And they explode kind of like the deadly gas cloud in the egg corridor the second time around. Except their explosion isn't that big and they don't kill you in one hit. Very useful, I must say. Yeah, this is legitimately my first time doing this, so I was not very good. Yeah. Stuff bad happened, and that's about all we know. Sorry about that. Anywho, yeah, moving along to the next part of this third room of these sacred grounds. Jenka, seeing her brother's madness, confined him to this floating island. That was the most she could do. Even as he was, she could not bring herself to kill her own brother. What a dysfunctional family, I say. Anyway, wow, I'm surprised I never mentioned this before, but whenever you shoot, Curly Brace, who just now happens to wake up, also shoots in the opposite direction, seeing as she's hanging off of your back. That makes it very useful, I have to say. If she wasn't in this part of the sacred grounds, I don't know what I'd do, man. I'd be in trouble. Anyway, but yeah, when you look up, she also shoots up with you, but oddly enough, when you look down and shoot, she shoots up, which is weird. Yeah. So anyway, archer guys and giant guys abound. The funny thing is I remember, well, I obviously don't remember this from the first time I played it, but it was odd because I never knew that this place existed until I read that FAQ that I've been reading this whole time for this playthrough. And because of that, when I saw Sacred Grounds in the FAQ, I thought, like, you know, like they were talking about, like, oh, this is like the super hard part of the game. Like, I thought that it was some sort of like spin-off. Like, it was some sort of different game altogether. You know? I just really had no idea what to expect. It was weird. And having never seen it before and never, like, having never looked at a video for it. Oh, that was some pretty sweet hovering. Ah, well, boosting. Yeah. And having never seen it before, I envisioned this, like, since it was, like, Sacred Grounds, I envisioned it like some sort of, like, grass town looking thing, except, like, with lots more spikes and, like, tall walls that you had to, like, use the booster to get over and stuff. Yeah. Imagine my surprise when I saw this. Seriously. I mean, you get into the Sacred Grounds, and the very first part that you hop into, you can die instantly. And yeah, that did happen. I'm not gonna lie. As you all know, at the end of part 22, I sort of, like, jumped right into the Sacred Grounds without actually saving. Yeah, I died. I died on the very first spike plant, because I sort of screwed up the boost. And guess what I had to do? I had to go all the way back and fight all 4 of those bosses. Misery, the 2 forms of the king, and the undead core. Thumbs up. Yeah, it's totally not embarrassing at all. Anyway. Oh gosh, anywho. After doing the Sacred Grounds, I did look up some speedruns for it, because that's the whole point of the Nikumaru counter. The funny thing about the Nikumaru counter is, okay, look at how my time is already at, like, almost 6 minutes. The funny thing is, ah, gosh, these plants, is if you finish everything, and I'll show you what everything is. If you finish everything in the Sacred Grounds under 5 minutes, you get a special opening, sorry. It was Jenka's daughter, Misery, who made Balos create the Demon Crown. She was subsequently cursed by the crown, forced to do the bidding of all who wear it. If the crown is destroyed, she will be whatever freed. But however, I just died. If you get it under 5 minutes, you get a special title screen and a special song at the title screen. Whoa, boss time. And also, if you do it under 3 minutes, you get a different special song at the title screen. At least I believe that's how it works. Anywho, this is a special sort of boss. Every time you shoot at him, sort of a bit more of him is revealed. Gee, I wonder what that thing could be. At the same time, you're trying to avoid his intermittent lightnings and the ever-spawning cherubs and these spinning things that you cannot kill. Yeah, those spinning round things, yeah, those were there through the Sacred Grounds, just I didn't really point them out. Anywho, as you can tell, it's a gigantic press. Yes, one of those things that kills us in one hit. Yeah, it's a good idea to keep from being under it, because, yeah, that would have killed you. That would have killed you. I would have been so pissed off if that happened to me. Anyway, I knew not to do that, but that's it for this part of the Cave Story playthrough. Join me in part 24, the final part! Oh my god, what could be waiting for us around the corner? Find out with me next time.